Hey Phil, usually when you think of dictators, autocratic societies, places where no one is allowed to question the government, you think of miserable, violent, oppressive lives. People trudging along gray streets, numb to the blaring propaganda and casual disregard for life. The planet Trappist, i.e., is dominated by a dictatorship. And it shouldn't work, but it does. Phil, I'm still not sure what to think about this. The Trappists are about as close to the pre-Zorgonian ideal of what an alien looks like as it's possible to be. They're humanoid and even wear clothing that's strikingly similar to ours. The only difference is they have these weird green faces that shift in and out, and they have huge eyes, but weirdly their arms and their legs and everything else are skin colored that we would recognize. But of course, the bug eyes are strange. The planet is amazingly Earth-like as well. It has oceans and mountains and deserts and trees. It's like a better looking twin of Earth, except for the aforementioned alien faces. And of course, they think we look ugly. When a Trappist wants to be mean, which is not often, but not never either, they call us tiny eyes, which, I don't know, is not quite the level of insult that they think it is. The cities are nice and all, but nowhere near as technologically sophisticated as the others I've seen so far. Really, they're not even as good as Earth's. But I'm pretty sure in almost every single job, even the ones where they go to meetings and they drink coffee and dork around with the other people at the office, peace out at happy hour, and go to Applebee's or whatever their version of that is. As far as I can tell, all of those jobs are various flavors of bullshit. That brings us to the dictator. The one who made all of this possible and who isn't even a Trappist. The council invented the Grand Illuminator 2000, who is a huge AI housed in a giant building that's glowing and massive. And it's attended by a series of disciples who fill it full of information and then receive daily instructions. What's weird to me is that the Grand Illuminator 2000 is clearly, unambiguously, obviously a big fraud. Admittedly, GK2000 is able to keep things running reasonably well. Things aren't falling apart. However, after seeing the other parts of this universe, they are severely underrepresented in the awesomeness scale. They are just okay, kind of, well, meh. Almost every planet in the galaxy does everything better. Well, except for ours, of course. But not only that, but the planet, the Trappists, have the most bizarre system of education I had ever seen. Trappist kids go to school, which again look a lot like ours. They have classrooms and teachers and desks and whiteboards. Kids read books, take tests. However, the curriculum is completely set by the Grand Illuminator 2000. And the AI has decided, in all of its glorious wisdom, that the kids should learn absolutely ridiculous amounts of nonsense. For instance, and I know you're not going to believe me, Phil, when I tell you this, but the GI2K makes kids memorize long lists of facts that are completely false. For instance, they have a class on ghosts. Okay, ghosts, before you say anything, are not real. Not on Earth and not on Trappist 1K. But the kids are forced to learn long lists of pieces of information about ghosts. For instance, did you know that there are 7 kinds of ghosts and that each one has a different name? And each one interacts with the astral plane and whatever astrological sign the person has. Sorry, Phil. It's just that I love the truth a lot. Anyway, that's not even the worst part. Because what Grand Illuminator 2000 teaches the kids changes. It doesn't stay the same. In fact, one year, the kids might learn that the Balgrog type of ghost consists of strings of strange quarks. And the next year, it's like, oh no, strange quarks? Whoever thought of that? It's not strange quarks at all. It's actually twisted particles of efflusma plasma. No one ever thought anything different. What would you think? Wouldn't you think, Phil, that eventually the kids and the adults would get fed up with all of the changing information and rise up against the Grand Illuminator 2000? Nope, they don't seem to care. In fact, they like it. They like that the information changes. That's because they don't really care about learning it in the first place. So when it changes, that means that their decision not to learn it very well was a good one. So they're very happy. They don't really learn it. They don't really care. That's how education works on the Trappist system. So unfortunately, Trappists are kind of dumb. Most of what is real, they don't know. And most of what they know isn't real. However, because of the fact that their knowledge is shifting and always changing, and what is true depends on what the Grand Illuminator 2000 decided that day at breakfast, they don't hold on to their knowledge with a whole lot of certainty. The world for them is mysterious. It could all change tomorrow. And I think that's the secret that maybe we could learn from, Phil. Trappists don't worry about seeming smarter than other Trappists. That isn't even a concept to them. In fact, what they seem to like to do more than anything else is hang out, go do things with each other, and go rock climbing. You would not believe how much Trappists love rock climbing. It's an entire planet of people crazy about rock climbing. So what can we learn, Phil, about a planet that is so blasé about learning and so lacking in critical thinking and no desire to get any better or even know what the truth is or believe there is anything called the truth? Well, watching the Trappists go about their lives in this blissful fog of good vibes and strong friendships, it's hard not to be a little envious. It's just so human to want more. This is Eamon Scallion Jones signing off.